Warning, the video you are about to watch may contain language and scenarios of a highly adult nature and is therefore not in. If you're 17 and under, don't watch this video. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey, what is up, guys? This is Couch Potato Mike back in the book club for another chapter of Grey by e.l.james. Thank you guys so much for sticking with it. I'm going to try to get these chapters out a little quicker. Make everybody happy. But if you want to make me happy, subscribe and like and comment and bell icon and all that good stuff. I read the comments. I read every single comment and I respond to a good deal of them. And subscribe. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, why are you doing this to me? Come on. I'm doing this for you. You can't do that for me. One click. I read. I sit here and do stuff for your entertainment. You just click the little button. Go ahead, click it. I'll wait. Okay then. Alright, so jumping right into Monday, May the 30th of 2011. Her sharp intake of breath is music to my dick. Yeah, we're starting off straight away. Then we'll fuck, I whisper. And if you're still awake, I'll impart some information about my informative years. Agreed? She nods. Her breathing has accelerated. Her pupils are larger, darker, and with a need for her thirst for knowledge. Good girl. Open your mouth. She hesitates for a moment, bewildered, but she does as she's told before I can reprimand her. Wider. I insert both of the balls into her mouth. They're a little big and heavy, but will keep her smart mouth occupied for a moment or two. They need lubrication. Suck. She blinks and tries to suck, her stance changing subtly as she presses her thighs together and squirms. Oh yes. Keep still, Anastasia, I caution, but I'm enjoying the show. Enough. Stop, I order, and I tug them from her mouth. At the bed, I throw the comforter aside and sit down. Come here. She sidles up to me, wanton and sexy. Oh, Anna, my little freak. Now turn around, bend down, and grab your ankles. Her expression tells me it's not what she was expecting to hear. Don't hesitate, I chide her, and I pop the balls into my mouth. She turns around and with no effort bends over, presenting her long, sexy legs and her fine ass to me, my t-shirt slipping up her back toward her head and her mane of hair. Well, I could look at this glorious sight for a while and imagine what I'd like to do to it, but right now I want to spank and fuck her. I lay my hand over her backside, enjoying her warmth under my palm as I caress her through her panties. Oh, this ass is mine, so mine, and it's going to get warmer. I slide her panties to one side, exposing her labia, and hold them in place with one hand. I resist the urge to run my tongue up and down the length of her sex. Besides, my mouth is full. Instead, I trace the line down from her perineum to her clitoris and up again before easing my finger inside her. Deep in my throat, I hum with approval as I slowly circle my fingers, stretching her. She moans and I harden, instantly. Miss Steele approves. She wants this. With my finger, I circle inside her once more, then withdraw and remove the balls from my mouth. Gently, I insert the first ball into her, then the second, leaving the tag outside, draped against her clitoris. I kiss her bare ass and slide her panties back into place. Stand up, I command, and grasp her hips until I know she is steady on her feet. You okay? Yes. Her voice is rough. Turn around. She complies immediately. How does that feel, I ask. Strange. Strange good or strange bad? Strange good, she answers. Good. She'll need to get used to 'em. What better way than to stretch and reach for something? I want a glass of water. Go and fetch one for me, please. And when you come back, I shall put you across my knee. Think about that, Anastasia. She's puzzled, but she turns and walks gingerly and tentatively steps out of the room. While she's gone, I collect a condom from my drawer. I'm running low. I'll need to stock up on these until the pill kicks in. Sitting back down on the bed, I wait with impatience. When she re-enters, her walk is more confident, and she has my water. Thank you, I say, taking a quick sip and placing the glass on my bedside table. When I look up, she's watching me with overt desire. It's a good look on her. Come, stand beside me, like last time. She does, and now her breathing is irregular, heavy. Boy, she's really turned on. So different from the last time I spanked her. Let's rile her up some more, Gray. Ask me. My voice is firm. A mystified look crosses her face. Ask me. Come on, Anna. Her brow furrows. Ask me, Anastasia. I won't say it again. My voice is sharper. Finally, she realizes what I'm asking for, and she blushes. Spank me, please, sir, she says quietly. Those words. I close my eyes and let them ring through my head. Grasping her hand, I tug her over my knee so her torso lands on the bed. While stroking her behind with one hand, I smooth her hair off her face, and with the other, and tuck it behind her ear. Then I grasp her hair at the nape of her neck to hold her in place. I want to see your face while I spank you. I caress her behind and push against her vulva, knowing that the action will cause the balls to push deeper inside her. She hums her approval. This is for pleasure, Anastasia. Mine and yours. I lift my hand and smack her right there. Ah, she mouths, screwing up her face, and I caress her sweet, sweet ass while she adjusts to the sensation. When she relaxes, I smack her again. She groans and I suppress my response. I begin in earnest, right cheek, left cheek, then the junction of her thighs and ass. Between each smack I fondle and knead her backside, watching her skin turn a delicate shade of pink beneath her lacy underwear. She moans, absorbing the pleasure, enjoying the experience. I stop. I want to see her ass in all its rosy glory. Unhurriedly teasing her, I tug down her panties, skimming my fingertips down her thighs, the backs of her knees and her calves. She lifts her feet and I discard her panties on the floor. She squirms, but stops when I place my hand flat against her pink, glowing skin. Grabbing her hair, I start anew, gently first, then resuming the pattern. She's wet. Her arousal is on my palm. I grip her hair harder and she moans, eyes closed, mouth open and slack. Fuck, she's hot. Good girl. My voice is hoarse, my breathing erratic. I spank her a couple more times until I can bear it no more. I want her. Now. I wrap my fingers around the tab and draw the balls out of her. She cries out in pleasure. Turning her over, I pause to yank my pants off and put on a wretched condom, then lie down beside her. I grab her hands, lift them over her head, and slowly ease myself onto her, and into her as she mews like a cat. Oh, baby, she feels incredible. I want you to make love to me, her words ring in my head. And gently, oh so gently, I start to move, feeling every precious inch of her beneath and around me. I kiss her, appreciating her mouth and her body at once. She wraps her legs around mine, meeting each gentle thrust, rocking against me until she spirals up and lets go. Her orgasm tips me over the edge. Anna, I call, pouring myself into her, letting go, a welcome release that leaves me, wanting more, needing more. As my equilibrium returns, I push away the strange swell of emotion that gnaws at my insides. It's not like the darkness, but it's something to fear, something I don't understand. She flexes her fingers around mine, and I open my eyes and look down into her sleep. Wait a minute. Did I skip pages? No, I didn't. She flexes her fingers around mine, and I open my eyes and look down into her sleepy, sated gaze. I enjoyed that, I whisper, and give her a lingering kiss. She rewards me with a drowsy smile. I get up, cover her with a comforter, pick up my PJ pants, and pad into the bathroom, where I remove and dispose of the condom. I pull on my pants and find the arnica cream. Back at the bed, Anna gives me a contented grin. Roll over, I order, and for a moment I think she's going to roll her eyes, but she indulges me and moves. Your ass is a glorious color, I observed, pleased with the results. I squirt some cream on my palm and slowly massage it into her behind. Spill the beans, Gray, she says with a yawn. Miss Steele, you know how to ruin a moment. We had a deal, she insists. How do you feel? Short-changed? With a heavy sigh, I place the arnica cream on the bedside table and slip into bed. Pulling Anna into my arms, I kiss her ear. The woman who brought me into this world was a crack whore, Anastasia. Go to sleep. She tenses in my arms. I do not want her sympathy or her pity. Was? She whispers. She's dead. How long? She died when I was 4. I don't really remember her. Carrick has given me some details. I only remember certain things. Please go to sleep. After a while, she relaxes against me. Good night, Christian. Her voice is sleepy. Good night, Anna. I kiss her once more, inhaling her soothing scent and fighting off my memories. Don't just pick the apples and throw them away, asshole. Fuck off, you righteous dweeb. Elliot picks an apple, takes a bite, and throws it at me. Maggot, he taunts. No, don't call me that. I jump him, pounding my fists into his face. You fucking pig! This is food! You're just wasting it! Grandpa sells these! You pig! 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 Elliot! Christian! Dad drags me off of Elliot, who is cowering on the ground. What is this about? He's insane! Elliot! He's destroying the apples! Anger swells in my chest and my throat. I think I might explode. He's taking a bite and then throwing them away. Throwing them at me. Elliot, is this true? Elliot turns red under Dad's hard stare. I think you'd better come with me. Christian, pick up the apples. You can help Mom bake a pie. She's fast asleep when I wake. My nose in her fragrant hair, my arms cocooning her. I've dreamed about romping through my grandfather's apple orchard with Elliot. Those were happy, angry days. It's nearly 7, another lie-in with Miss Steele. It's odd waking up beside her, but odd in a good way. I contemplate waking her with a morning fuck. My body is more than willing, but she's practically comatose and she might be sore. I should let her sleep. I climb out of bed, careful not to wake her, grab a t-shirt, gather her clothes from the floor, and wander into the living room. Good morning, Mr. Gray. Mrs. Jones is busy in the kitchen. Good morning, Gail. Stretching, I look out of the windows at the remnants of a vivid dawn. You have some laundry there? She asks. Yes, these are Anastasia's. Do you want me to wash and press them? Do you have time? I'll put them on the quick cycle. Excellent, thank you. I pass her Anna's clothes. How's your sister? Very well, thanks. The kids are growing. Boys can be rough. I know. She smiles and offers to make me some coffee. Please, I'll be in my study. As she watches me, her smile changes from pleasant to knowing in a way that's feminine and secretive. Then she hurries out of the kitchen, I assume to the laundry room. What's her problem? Okay, this is the first Monday, the first time in the 4 years she's worked for me, that there's been a woman asleep in my bed. But it's not that big of a deal. Breakfast for 2, Mrs. Jones. I think you can manage that. I shake my head and wander into my study to start work. I'll shower later. Maybe with Anna. I check my emails and send one to Andrea and Roz, saying I'll be in this afternoon, not this morning. Then I take a look at Barney's latest schematics. Gail knocks and brings me a second cup of coffee, letting me know it's already 8:15. That late? I'm not going into the office this morning. Taylor was asking. I'll go this afternoon. I'll tell him. I've hung Miss Steele's clothes in your closet. Thank you. That was quick. She's still asleep? I think so. And there's a little smile again. I arch my brows and her smile broadens as she turns to leave my study. I put my work aside and head off with my coffee to take a shower and have a shave. Anna's still out for the count when I finish dressing. You've exhausted her, Gray. And it was pleasurable. More than pleasurable. She looks serene, as if she doesn't have a care in the world. Good. From the chest I take my watch, and on impulse open the top drawer and pocket my last condom. You never know. I amble back through the living room toward my study. Do you want your breakfast yet, sir? I'll have breakfast with Anna, thanks. I pick up the phone and call Andrea from my desk. After we exchanged a few words, she puts me through to Roz. So, when can we expect you? Roz's tone is sarcastic. Good morning, Roz. How are you? I say sweetly. Pissed? At me? Yes, at you and your hands-off work ethic. I'll be in later. The reason I'm calling is I've decided to liquidate Wood's company. I told her this already, but she and Marco are taking too long. I want this done now. I remind her that this was going to happen if the company's P&L didn't improve, and it hasn't. He needs more time. I'm not interested, Roz. We're not carrying dead weight. Are you sure? I don't want any more lame excuses. Enough already. I made up my mind. Christian, have Marco call me. It's shit or bust time. Okay. That's what you really want. Anything else? Yes, tell Barney that the prototype looks good, though I'm not sure about the interface. I thought the interface worked well once I figured it out. Not that I'm an expert. No, it's just missing something. Talk to Barney? I want to meet him this afternoon and discuss. Face to face? Her sarcasm is irritating, but I ignore her tone and tell her that I want his whole team there to brainstorm. He'll be pleased. So I'll see you this afternoon? She sounds hopeful. Okay, I reassure her. Transfer me back to Andrea. While I wait for her to pick up the phone, I gaze out at the cloudless sky. It's the same shade as Anna's eyes. Sappy gray. Andrea. A movement distracts me. Looking up, I'm pleased to see Anna standing in the doorway, dressed in nothing but my t-shirt. Her legs, long and shapely, are on display for my eyes only. She has great legs. Mr. Gray, Andrea answers. My eyes lock with Anna's. They are the color of the summer sky and just as warm. Good Lord, I can bask in her warmth all day, every day. Don't be absurd, Gray. Clear my schedule this morning, but get Bill to call me. I'll be in at 2. I need to talk to Marco this afternoon. That will need at least a half an hour. A soft smile tugs at Anna's lips, and I find myself mirroring her. Yes, sir, Andrea says. Schedule Barney and his team in after Marco, or maybe tomorrow, and find some time for me to see Claude every day this week. Sam wants to talk to you this morning. Tell him to wait. It's about Darfur. Oh? Apparently, he sees the aid convoy as a great personal PR opportunity. Oh God, he would, wouldn't he? No, I don't want publicity on Darfur. My voice is gruff with exasperation. He says there's a journalist from Forbes who wants to talk to you about it. How the hell do they know? Tell Sam to deal with it, I snap. That's what he's paid to do. Do you want to speak to him directly? She asks. No. Will do. I also need to RSVP to the event on Saturday. Which event? Chamber of Commerce Gala. That's next Saturday? I ask as an idea pops into my head. Yes, sir. Hold on. I turn to Anna, who's jiggling her left foot but not taking her sky blue eyes off of me. When will you be back from Georgia? Friday, she says. I'll need an extra ticket because I have a date, I inform Andrea. A date? Andrea squeaks with incredulity. I sigh. Yes, Andrea, that's what I said, a date. Miss Anastasia Steele will accompany me. Yes, Mr. Gray. She sounds as if I've made her day. For fuck's sake, what is with my staff? That's all. I hang up. Good morning, Miss Steele. Mr. Gray, Anna says in greeting, walking around my desk until I'm in front of her and caress her face. I didn't want to wake you. You look so peaceful. Did you sleep well? I am very well rested, thank you. I just came to say hi before I had a shower. She's smiling and her eyes are shining with delight. It's a pleasure to see her like this. Before I get back to work, I lean down to give her a gentle kiss. Suddenly, she wraps her arms around my neck and tangles her fingers in my hair and presses her body along the length of mine. Whoa! Her lips are persistent, so I respond, kissing her back, surprised by the intensity of her ardor. With one hand, I cup her head. With the other, her naked, recently spanked ass, and my body ignites like dry tinder. Well, sleep seems to agree with you. My voice is laced with sudden lust. I suggest you go and have your shower, or I shall lay you across my desk now. I choose the desk, she whispers at the corner of my mouth, grinding her sex against my erection. Well, this is a surprise. Her eyes are dark and greedy with want. You've really got a taste for this, haven't you, Miss Steele? You're becoming insatiable. I've only got a taste for you. Damn right, only me. Her words are a siren's call to my libido. Losing all self-restraint, I sweep everything off my desk, sending my papers, phone, and pens all clattering or floating to the floor, but I don't give a damn. I lift Anna and lay her across my desk so that her hair spills over the edge and onto the seat of my chair. You want it? You got it, baby. I growl, whipping out the condom and unzipping my pants. Making quick work of covering my cock, I stare down at the insatiable Miss Steele. I sure hope you're ready, I warn her, grabbing hold of her wrists and keeping them at her sides. With one swift move, I'm inside her. Ah, Christ, Anna, you're so ready. I give her a nanosecond to adjust to my presence, then I start to push, back and forth, over and over, harder and harder. She tips her head back, mouth open in a wordless plea as her breasts rise and fall in rhythm with each jolt to her body. She wraps her legs around me while I stand, drilling into her. This what you want, baby? She meets every thrust, rocking against me and moaning as I possess her, taking her higher and higher and higher until I feel her stiffening around me. Come on, baby, give it up for me. I grit through clenched teeth as she does spectacularly, crying out and sucking into me my own orgasm. Fuck. Sucking me into my own orgasm, yeah. Fucking, I come as spectacular. Fuck. I come as spectacularly as she does and slump down on top of her while her body tightens around me with aftershocks. Damn, that was unexpected. What the hell are you doing to me? I'm breathless, my lips skimming her neck. You've completely beguiled me, Anna. You weave some magical power. And you jumped me. I release her wrists and move to stand, but she tightens her legs around me, her fingers tangling in my hair. I'm the one beguiled, she whispers. Our eyes are locked, her scrutiny intense as she's seeing through me, seeing the darkness of my soul. Shit, let me go, this is too much. I cup her face with my hands to kiss her quickly, but as I do, the unwelcome thought of her being in the position with someone else pops into my mind. No, she's not doing this with anyone else, ever. You are mine. My words crack between us. Do you understand? Yes, yours, she says, her expression heartfelt, her words full of conviction, and my irrational jealousy recedes. Are you sure you have to go to Georgia? I ask, smoothing her hair from around her face. She nods. Damn. I pull out of her and she winces. Are you sore? A little, she says with a timid smile. I like you sore. Reminds you where I've been, and only me. I give her a rough, possessive kiss. Because I don't want her to go to Georgia. And no one's jumped me since Elena. And even then, it was always calculated, part of a scene. Standing, I hold up my hand and pull her to a sitting position. As I tug off the condom, she murmurs, "Always prepared?" I give her a confounded look as I fasten my fly. She holds up the empty foil packet by way of an explanation. A man can hope, Anastasia, dream even, and sometimes his dreams come true. I had no idea I'd get used to it so soon, and on her terms, not mine. Miss Steele, for such an innocent, you are, as ever, unexpected. So, on your desk, that's been a dream? She asks. Sweetheart, I've had sex on this desk many, many times, but always at my instigation, never at a submissive's. This is not how it works. Her face falls, she reads my thoughts. Shit, what can I say? Anna, unlike you, I have a past. I run my hand through my hair in frustration. This morning is not going according to plan. I'd better go and have a shower. I'd better go and have a shower, she says, subdued. She stands and takes a few steps toward the door. I've got a couple more calls to make. I'll join you for breakfast once you're out of the shower. I gaze after her, wondering what to say to make this right. I think Mrs. Jones has laundered your clothes from yesterday. They're in the closet. She looks surprised and impressed. Thank you, she says. You're most welcome. Her brow creases as she studies me, baffled. What? I ask. What's wrong? What do you mean? Well, you're being more weird than usual. You find me weird? Hannah, baby. Weird is my middle name. Sometimes. Tell her no one's pounced on you for a long time. As ever, I'm surprised by you, Miss Steele. Surprised? How? Let's just say that was an unexpected treat. We aim to please, Mr. Gray, she teases, still scrutinizing me. And please me you do, I acknowledge. But you disarmed me, too. Thought you were going to have a shower. Her mouth turns down. Shit. Yes, I'll see you in a minute. She turns and scampers out of my study, leaving me standing in a maze of confusion. I shake my head to clear it and then begin picking up my scattered belongings from the floor and arranging them on my desk. How the hell can she waltz into my study and seduce me? I'm supposed to be in control of this relationship. This is what I was talking about last night. Her unbridled enthusiasm and affection. How the hell am I supposed to deal with that? It's not something I know. I pause as I pick up my phone. But it's nice. Yeah, more than nice. I chuckle at the thought and remember her nice email. Damn, there's a missed call from Bill. He must have phoned during my tryst with Miss Steele. I sit down at my desk, master my own universe once more, now that she's in the shower, and call him back. I need Bill to tell me more about Detroit, and I need to get back on my game. Bill doesn't pick up, so I call Andrea. Mr. Gray, is the jet free today and tomorrow? It's not scheduled for use until Thursday, sir. Great. Can you try Bill for me? Sure. My conversation with Bill is lengthy. Ruth has done an excellent job scouting all the available brownfield sites in Detroit. They are viable for the tech plant we want to build, and Bill is certain that Detroit has the available labor force we require. My heart sinks. Does it have to be Detroit? I have vague memories of the place, drunks, hobos, and crackheads shouting at us on the streets, the seedy dive we call home, and a young broken woman, a crack whore I called Mommy, staring into space while she sat in a drab, grimy room filled with stale air and dust motes. And him. I shudder. Don't think about him. Or her. But I can't help it. Anna has said nothing about my nocturnal confession. I've never mentioned the crack whore to anyone. Perhaps that's why Anna attacked me this morning. She thinks I need some TLC? Fuck that. Maybe I'll take your body if you offer it up. I'm doing just fine, but even as a thought pops into my head, I wonder if I'm just fine. I ignore my unease. It's something to discuss with Flynn when he's back. Right now, I'm hungry. I hope she's gotten her sweet butt out of that shower because I need to eat. Anna is standing at the kitchen counter talking to Mrs. Jones, who set places for our breakfast. Would you like something to eat? Asks Mrs. Jones. No, thank you, Anna says. Oh, no, you don't. Of course you'll have something to eat, I growl at both of them. She likes pancakes, bacon, and eggs, Mrs. Jones. Yes, Mr. Gray. What would you like, sir? She replies without batting an eyelid. Omelette, please, and some fruit. Sit. I tell Anna, pointing to one of the bar stools. She does, and I take a seat beside her while Mrs. Jones makes our breakfast. Have you bought your air ticket, I ask. No, I'll buy it when I get home over the internet. You have the money? Yes, she says, as if I'm only 5 years old, and she tosses her hair over her shoulder, flattening her lips, peeved, I think. I arch an eyebrow in censure. I could always spank you again, sweetheart. Yes, I do, thank you, she says quickly in a more subdued tone. That's better. I have a jet. It's not scheduled to be used for 3 days. It's at your disposal. This will be a no, but at least I can offer. Her lips part in shock, and her expression transforms from stunned to impressed and exasperated in equal measure. We've already made serious misuse of your company's aviation fleet. I wouldn't want to do it again, she says nonchalantly. It's my company. It's my jet. She shakes her head. Thank you for the offer, but I'd be happier taking a scheduled flight. Surely most women would jump at the opportunity of taking a private jet. But it seems material wealth really doesn't impress this girl. Or she doesn't like to feel indebted to me. Not sure which. Either way, she's a stubborn creature. As you wish, I sigh. Do you have much preparation to do for your interview? No. Good. I ask, but she still won't tell me which of the publishing houses she's seeing. Instead, she gives me a sphinx-like smile. There's no way she's divulging the secret. I'm a man of means, Miss Steele. I'm fully aware of that, Mr. Gray. Are you going to track my phone? Trust her to remember that. Actually, I'll be quite busy this afternoon, so I'll have to get someone else to do it, I answer, smirking. If you can spare someone to do that, you're obviously overstaffed. Oh, she's sassy today. I'll send an email to the head of human resources and have her look into our head count. This is what I like, our banter. It's refreshing and fun and unlike anything I've known before. Mrs. Jones serves us breakfast, and I'm pleased to see Anna relishing her food. When Mrs. Jones leaves the kitchen, Anna peers up at me. What is it, Anastasia? You know, you never did tell me why you don't like to be touched. Not this again. I've told you more than I've ever told anybody. My voice is low to conceal my frustration. Why does she persist with these questions? She eats another couple of mouthfuls of her pancakes. You think about our arrangement while you're away? I ask. Yes, she's earnest. Will you miss me? Gray. She turns to face me as surprised as I am by the question. Yes, she says after a moment. Her expression open and honest. I was expecting a smart remark, but I get the truth, and strangely, I find her admission comforting. I'll miss you too, I mutter. More than you know. My apartment will be a little quieter without her, and a little emptier. I stroke her cheek and kiss her. She gives me a sweet smile before returning to her breakfast. I'll brush my teeth, then I should go, she announces once she's finished. So soon? Thought you might stay longer. She's taken aback. Did she think I'd kick her out? I've prevailed upon you and taken up your time for long enough, Mr. Gray. Besides, don't you have an empire to run? I can play hooky. Hope swells in my chest and my voice. I've just cleared my morning. I have to prep for my interviews and get changed. She eyes me warily. You look great. Why, thank you, sir, she says graciously, but her cheeks are coloring their familiar rosy pink, like her ass last night. She's embarrassed. When will she learn to take a compliment? Rising, she takes her plate to the sink. Leave that. Mrs. Jones will do it. Okay, I'm just going to brush my teeth. Please feel free to use my toothbrush, I offer with sarcasm. I had every intention of doing so, she says, and sachets out of the room. That woman has an answer for everything. She returns a few moments later with her purse. Don't forget to take your BlackBerry, your Mac, and your chargers to Georgia. Yes, sir, she says obediently. Good girl. Come. I'll lead her to the elevator and step in with her. You don't have to come down. I can see myself to my car. It's all part of the service, I quip ironically. Besides, I can kiss you all the way down. I fold her into my arms and do just that, enjoying her taste and her tongue and giving her a proper goodbye. We're both aroused and breathless by the time the doors open on the garage level, but she's leaving. I take her to her car and open the driver's door for her, ignoring my need. Goodbye for now, sir, she whispers and kisses me once more. Drive safely, Anastasia. Safe travels. I close her door, stand back and watch her leave, then head upstairs. I knock on Taylor's study door and let him know that I'd like to go to the office in 10 minutes. I'll have the car waiting, sir. I call Welch from the car. Mr. Gray, he rasps. Welch, Anastasia Steele is buying an airline ticket today and leaving Seattle tonight for Savannah. I'd like to know which flight she's on. Does she have an airline preference? I'm afraid I don't know. I'll see what I can do. I hang up. My cunning plan is falling into place. Mr. Gray, Andrea is startled at my appearance several hours early. I want to tell her I do fucking work here, but I decide to behave. Thought I'd surprise you. Coffee? She chirps. Please. With or without milk? Good girl. With steamed milk. Yes, Mr. Gray. Try Caroline Acton. I'd like to speak to her right away. Of course. And make an appointment for me to see Flynn next week. She nods and sits down to work. At my desk, I switch on my computer. The first email in my inbox is from Elena. From Elena Lincoln. Subject this weekend, May 30th, 2011, 10:15 to Christian Gray. Christian, what gives? Your mother told me you took a young woman to dinner yesterday. I'm intrigued. It's not your style. You found a new submissive? Call me E.X. Elena Lincoln, Esclava, for the beauty that is you, TM. That's all I need. I close her email, resolving to ignore it for now. Olivia knocks and enters with my coffee as Andrea buzzes my phone. I have Welch for you, and I've left a message for Miss Acton, Andrea announces. Good, put him through. Olivia places the latte on my desk and exits flustered. I do my best to ignore her. Welch, no airline tickets purchased yet, Mr. Gray, but I'll monitor the situation and inform you should that change. Please do. He hangs up, I take a sip of my coffee and dial Roz. Just before lunch, Andrea puts Caroline Acton through. Mr. Gray, how lovely to hear from you. What can I do for you? Hello, Miss Acton. I'd like the usual. The capsule wardrobe? Do you have a color palette in mind? Blues and greens. Silver, maybe, for a formal event. The chamber covers dinner springs to mind. Gym colors, I think. Nice. Miss Acton responds with her usual enthusiasm. And satin and silk underwear and nightwear. Something glamorous. Yes, sir. Do you have a budget in mind? No budget. Go all out. I want everything high-end. Shoes, too? Please. Great. Sizes? I'll email you. I have your address from last time. When would you like delivery? This Friday. I'm sure I can do that. Would you like to see photographs of my choices? Please. Great. I'll get on it. Thank you. I hang up and Andrea puts Welch through. Welch. Miss Steele is traveling on DL 2610 to Atlanta, departing at 22:25 this evening. I jot down the details of her flight and connections into Savannah. I summon Andrea, who enters moments later carrying her notebook. Andrea, Anastasia Steele is traveling on these flights. Upgrade her to first class, check her in, and pay for her to enter the first class lounge, and buy the seat beside her on all flights, there and back. Use my personal credit card. Andrea's puzzled look tells me that she thinks I've taken leave of my senses, but she recovers quickly and accepts my hand-scribbled note. Will do, Mr. Gray. She's trying at best to keep it professional, but I catch her smiling. This is none of her business. My afternoon is spent in meetings. Marco has prepared preliminary reports on the 4 publishing houses based in Seattle. I set them aside to read later. He's also in agreement with me about Woods and his company. This is going to get ugly, but having looked at the synergies, the only way forward is to absorb Woods' tech division and liquidate the rest of the company. It's going to be expensive, but it's best for GEH. In the late afternoon, I managed to have a quick and strenuous workout with Bastille, so I'm calm and relaxed when I head home. After a light supper, I sit down to read at my desk. First order of the evening is to reply to Elena, but when I open my emails, there's one from Anna. She hasn't been far from my thoughts all day. From Anastasia Steele, subject interviews, May 30th, 2011, 1849, to Christian Gray. Dear Sir, my interviews went well today. Thought you might be interested. How was your day? Anna. I type my response immediately. From Christian Gray, subject my day, May 30th, 2011, 1903, to Anastasia Steele. Dear Miss Steele, Everything you do interests me. You're the most fascinating woman I know. I'm glad your interviews went well. My morning was beyond all expectations. My afternoon was very dull in comparison. Christian Gray, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. I sit back and rub my chin, waiting. From Anastasia Steele, subject fine morning, May 30th, 2011, 1905, to Christian Gray. Dear sir, this morning was exemplary for me too. In spite of you weirding me out on me after the impeccable desk sex, don't think I didn't notice. Thank you for breakfast, or thank Mrs. Jones. I'd like to ask you questions about her without you weirding out on me again. Anna. Weirding? What on earth does she mean by that? She's saying I'm weird? Well, I am, I suppose. Maybe perhaps she's realized how surprised I was when she jumped me, and no one's done that for a long time. Impeccable? I'll take that. From Christian Gray, subject Publishing and You, May 30th, 2011, 1910, to Anastasia Steele. Anastasia, weirding is not a verb and should not be used by anyone who wants to go into publishing. Impeccable? Compared to what, pray tell? And what do you need to ask about Mrs. Jones? I'm intrigued. Christian Gray, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. From Anastasia Steele, subject You and Your Mrs. Jones, May 30th, 2011, 1917, to Christian Gray. Dear sir, language evolves and moves on. It's an organic thing. It is not stuck in an ivory tower, hung with expensive works of art and overlooking most of Seattle with a helipad stuck on its roof. Impeccable. Compared to the other times we have, what's your word? Ah yes, fucked? Actually, the fucking has been pretty impeccable. Period, in my humble opinion. But then, as you know, I have a very limited experience. Is Mrs. Jones an ex-sub of yours? Anna. Her response makes me laugh out loud, then shocks me. Mrs. Jones? Submissive? No way. Anna, are you jealous? And speaking of language, watch yours. From Christian Gray, subject Language, watch your mouth. May 30th, 2011, 1922, to Anastasia Steele. Anastasia, Mrs. Jones is a valued employee. I never had any relationship with her beyond our professional one. I do not employ anyone I've had any sexual relations with. I am shocked that you would think so. The only person I would make an exception to the rule is you, because you are a bright young woman with remarkable negotiating skills. Though if you continue to use such language, I may have to reconsider taking you on here. I am glad you have limited experience. Your experience will continue to be limited. Just to me. I shall take impeccable as a compliment, though with you I'm never sure if that's what you mean, or if your sense of irony is getting the better of you, as usual. Christian Gray, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc., from his ivory tower. Though perhaps it might not be a good idea for Anna to work for me. From Anastasia Steele, subject, Not for All the Tea in China, May 30th, 2011, 1927, to Christian Gray. Dear Mr. Gray, I think I have already expressed my reservations about working for your company. My views on this have not changed, are not changing, and will not change, ever. I must leave you now, as Kate has returned with food. My sense of irony and I bid you good night. I will contact you once I'm in Georgia. Anna. For some reason, I'm mildly irritated to hear that she wouldn't want to work for me. She has an impressive GPA. She's bright, charming, funny. She'd be an asset to any company. She's also wise to say no. From Christian Gray, subject Even Twining's English Breakfast Tea, May 30th, 2011, 1929, to Anastasia Steele. Good night, Anastasia. I hope you and your sense of irony have a safe flight. Christian Gray, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. I put all thoughts of Miss Steele aside and start on a response to Elena. From Christian Gray, subject The Weekend, May 30th, 2011, 1947, to Elena Lincoln. Hello, Elena. My mother has a big mouth. What can I say? I met a girl, brought her to dinner. It's no big deal. How goes it with you? Best. Christian. Christian Gray, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. From Elena Lincoln, subject The Weekend, May 30th, 2011, 1950, to Christian Gray. Christian, that's bullshit. Let's do dinner. Tomorrow, E.X. Elena Lincoln, Esclava, for the beauty that is you, T.M. Fuck. From Christian Gray, subject The Weekend, May 30th, 2011, 2001, to Elena Lincoln. Sure. Best. Christian. Christian Gray, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. From Eleanor Lincoln, subject the weekend, May 30th, 2011, 20:05 to Christian Gray. Do you want to meet the girl I mentioned? E. X. Eleanor Lincoln, Esclava, for the beauty that is you, TM. Not at the moment. From Christian Gray, subject the weekend, May 30th, 2011, to Eleanor Lincoln. I think I'll let the arrangement I have now run its course. See you then. C. Christian Gray, CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. I sit down to read Fred's draft proposal for Eamon Kavanaugh, then move on to Marco's summary of the publishing houses in Seattle. Just before 10, I'm distracted by a ping on my computer. It's late. I assume it's a message from Anna. From Anastasia Steele, subject over extravagant gestures, May 30th, 2011, 21:53 to Christian Gray. Dear Mr. Gray, what really alarms me is how you knew which flight I was on. Your stalking knows no bounds. Let's hope that Dr. Flynn is back from vacation. I've had a manicure, a back massage, and 2 glasses of champagne. A very nice start to my vacation. Thank you, Anna. She's been upgraded. Well done, Andrea. From Christian Gray, subject, you're most welcome, May 30th, 2011, 21:59 to Anastasia Steele. Dear Miss Steele, Dr. Flynn is back and I have an appointment next week. Who is massaging your back? Christian Bray, CEO with friends in the right places, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. I checked the time of her email. She should be on board right now. If her plane is on time, I quickly opened Google and checked departures from SeaTac. Her plane is on schedule. From Anastasia Steele, subject strong, able hands. May 30th, 2011, 22:22 to Christian Gray. Dear sir, a very pleasant young man massaged my back. Yes, very pleasant indeed. I wouldn't have encountered Jean-Paul in the ordinary departures lounge, so thank you again for the treat. What the hell? I'm not sure if I'll be allowed to email once we take off, and I need my beauty sleep since I've not been sleeping so well recently. Pleasant dreams, Mr. Gray. Thinking of you, Anna. Is she trying to make me jealous? Does she have any idea how mad I get? She's been gone for a few hours, and she's deliberately making me angry. Why does she do this to me? From Christian Gray, subject, enjoy it while you can, May 30th, 2011, 22:25 to Anastasia Steele. Dear Miss Steele, I know what you're trying to do, and trust me, you've succeeded. Next time you'll be in the cargo hold, bound and gagged in a crate. Believe me when I say that attending you in that state will give me so much more pleasure than merely upgrading your ticket. I look forward to your return. Christian Gray, palm-twitching CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. Her response is almost immediate. From Anastasia Steele, subject, joking? May 30th, 2011, 22:30. To Christian Gray, you see, I have no idea if you're joking, and if you're not, I think I'll stay in Georgia. Crates are a hard limit for me. Sorry I made you mad. Tell me you forgive me. A. Of course I'm joking. Sort of. At least she knows I'm mad. Her plane should be taking off. How is she emailing? From Christian Gray, subject, joking, May 30th, 2011, 22:31 to Anastasia Steele. How can you be emailing? Are you risking the lives of everyone on board, including yourself, by using your BlackBerry? I think that contravenes one of the rules. Christian Gray, 2 palms twitching CEO, Gray Enterprises Holdings, Inc. And we know what happens if you contravene the rules, Miss Steele. I checked the SeaTac website for flight departures. Her plane has left. I won't be hearing from her for a while. That thought, as well as her little email stunt, has put me in a foul mood. Abandoning my work, I head into the kitchen and decide to pour myself a drink. Tonight, Armagnac. Taylor pops his head around the entrance of the living room. Not now, I bark. Very good, sir, he says and heads back to wherever he came from. Don't take your mood out on the staff, Gray. Annoyed at myself, I walk toward the windows and stare out at the Seattle skyline. I wonder how she's gotten under my skin, and why our relationship is not progressing in the direction I would like. I'm hoping that once she's had a chance to reflect in Georgia, she'll make the right decision. Won't she? Anxiety blooms in my chest. I take another slug of my drink and sit down at my piano to play. And apparently he plays for the rest of the night, because that is all there is to this chapter. Once again, sorry for the stuttering. Sorry for the wrong voices at the wrong times. Sorry for my friends thinking now while I'm recording is a great time to message me via Facebook. But this is all shaping up nicely. It's one of the more amusing parts of the book to me. I love it when they get into their email banner. That's always great. Always great. So that is going to do it for this chapter. So until next time, this is Couch Potato Mike reminding you guys that in the end, we're all stories. So let's make them good ones. See you next time, guys.